Hello. Hello, everybody. The mayor here. We're having a small little technical difficulty on Oki's part there on Dell's part. Her cameras and well, the camera's working, audio's not. So she's working on it, and I'm going to get started with everything that's going on. And I'm glad to see y'all here. I thank you for our very first kind of sort of half of a start of our new channel, The World of Weird, also known as Mom. Excuse me. Wow. Had the paper upside down. Glad to see everybody in the chat. Where did it go? There it is. How do I sound? It's all kind of new to me, all new equipment. Rim shot. Hi, TK. Hi, Mary. Hi, Not Ladylike. And no, I am not going to say Wisconsin like Creed does, Mary, because that's not how we say it. It's Wisconsin. Got to put the emphasis on the right syllable. All right, cool. As you know, we're going to talk about the Plainfield butcher, Ed Gein, one of the original serial killers. Ed Gein is from an area not far from where I grew up in Wisconsin. He's from Plainfield, Wisconsin. He was originally born in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and everybody will know that from Fail Mary, yeah, right. La Crosse, Wisconsin. If anybody ever watches Cold Blue Cam, we see a lot of La Crosse, Wisconsin. That's east of Plainfield, about I think about 60 miles. Ed Theodore Gein was born there in August 27th, 1906. His let's see, his father was George Philip Gein and his mom Augusta Gein. His father was a firefighter. He owned a grocery store in La Crosse. He also was a carpenter, and a most important fact, he was also a tanner. He worked at a tannery in that area, tanning hides of cows. Go figure. His father died at a young age. His mother raising him, his mother, Augustina, was a very religious woman and used to read to him a lot from the Bible, primarily from the Old Testament and Revelation, some of the darker part of the Bible, which kind of gave him I think, a little weird look at life. He was infatuated with his mother. He was extremely close to his mother. After his mother died, let's see, she died in, I got my notes over here, in 1945. He became a recluse. Lived in the house in Plainfield. In fact, I got a picture here of it. Hey. Hi,
Hey,
Dell. Do we have audio now?
can anybody hear me?
This. Hello?
Hello, can
Oh, I
anybody?
can't. Still no audio. But at least we got a beautiful
Okay, so
looking
everybody
person
else,
there.
awesome, awesome.
Nope, nothing yet.
Okay, so I'm partly having to do this from my phone also because
Oh,
a while
you
ago
can hear her? I can't hear her for some reason.
it's
Oh, that's gonna be got an idea.
so I'm going
I'll
to be
be right back.
also working with Grotto right now on trying to get my stuff to work. So um, if I look like I'm moving around, it's because I'm working with Grotto, which happens to be today's sponsor. He had Dr. Pepper sent to my house, which I did not know that I could do. I felt pretty bougie um, having a delivery done. He had sent a better webcam and Dr. Pepper and a better light for me. So again, thank you, Grotto, and I will get on Discord right now because I just saw your message and get with you on how to hopefully fix this to where I can get on through the computer. So, all right. Well, I will hand it back over to Mayor, um, but I will also be listening as well.
Okay. Well, it wouldn't be a first time if everything's going wrong. Now, where did Del go? It might be on my side because they said they can hear you. All right, where was I? No, Purple W. Well, they well Ed's father had sold the business and everything in Lacrosse, and they moved to Plainfield, Wisconsin, where they bought 155 acres of land and a nice house there. After his ma died, Ed became a severe recluse. He boarded up most of the house, the entire upstairs, the living room, and pretty much lived in a couple of rooms of the house. The rest of the most of the house, like the living room, was in a pristine condition, just like the day that his mom died. He lived though in an area that was a shambles, the best way to put it. He went through some tough stuff, tough times, and that he worked as many different laborers and all that. He was a quiet man, but nobody ever got a weird feeling about him. He led a pretty normal life. Was just a very quiet, recluse kind of guy. Uh, he never dated, never married because it was his mom never wanted him to. Uh, wanted him to stay pure, in a sense. A lot of that is one of the reasons why he was uh, the basis of Norman Bates in the movie Psycho. They based it all on Ed Gein. Originally in the book, Alfred Hitchcock didn't originally. It was Robert Bloch. He wrote the original Psycho in 1959 that Alfred Hitchcock made them adapted for the movie. Um, he he when things went south, he there was a where is it here? In 1957, 58-year-old Plainfield hardwood store owner Bernice Wooden disappeared. The hardware store's truck was seen driving out of the rear of the building around 9:30 a.m. The store saw few customers that entire day. Some of the residents believed that it was because it was deer hunting season. Warden's son, Deputy Frank, Deputy Sheriff Frank Warden, entered the store at 5 o'clock to find the cash register open and blood stains on the floor. He told investigators that evening about his mother's disappearance and that Ed had been at the store and expected to return the next morning for a gallon of antifreeze. The last sales slip of the day was of Ed. So they went and checked at Ed's house where they had found her body. That's when things took a weird turn. They found uh, her decapitated. Oop. Any luck yet?
I'm using my phone and
Oh, yeah, on the phone. Okay. They found her beheaded and gutted, like, and hanging up in the barn like a deer. That's when they went into the house and they found many other weird things. They found furniture made of human skin. They found a belt made of nipples. Yeah. Yeah. They found gloves and clothes. Where are you? Gloves. That's a There's a face right there. They found gloves. They found this was a like an apron, all made out of human skin.
it looks like
They
he had
found
bare nipples
some
in there
very
too.
unique furniture, such as lamps. In the process of checking around, they're finding out that he had killed. They confirmed 2, suspected 7 other women of being killed by him. They had no proof on that, and desecrated at least 9 graves. They uh, probably actually a lot more with if you saw how much furniture and stuff that was made with human skin. Uh, he would go at night to a freshly interred uh, cemetery plot, dig it up, take the entire body or parts of the body, and make leather out of the skin and make clothing, furniture, and everything else. He One of the things that might have also been trigger. He was very big into reading the pulp magazines of the time, uh, which were pretty graphic novels for the day. Adventure stories, particularly those involving cannibalism and Nazi atrocities. Uh, Especially concerning Leslie Koch, who had been accused of selecting tattooed prisoners for death in order to fashion lampposts or lampshades and other items from their skins. Well, that makes some neat artwork. Yeah, Gein was devastated by his mother's death. In the words of Schlechter, he had lost his only friend and only one true love. Yeah, that's a bit creepy. Love the look on Dell's face there. The more they looked into things, uh, the more stuff they found. He was such a case study for uh, forensic investigations. They learned more about the criminal mind than probably anybody in history up to that point because of the way that he thought, the way he conducted himself, and everything else. It's the proverbial look normal on the outside, nothing normal about the inside. Truly weird. Uh, yeah, the sheriff's deputy. Okay. Some of the things that they had found was whole human bones and fragments, waste baskets made of human skin covered several chairs, human skulls mounted on bedposts, female skulls, some with the tops sawn off it, bowls made from human skulls, a corset made from a female torso, skin from shoulder to waist, leggings made from human leg skin, masks that were made from the skin of female heads, Mary Hogan's face mask in a paper bag, Mary Hogan's skull in a box, Bernice Woolen's entire head in a burlap sack, Bernice Woolen's heart in a plastic bag in front of Gein's pot-belly stove. In fact, I have a picture of that. Oh, that's not the right picture. Oh, I don't have that one there. But yeah, the potbelly stove right next to his bed. The parts of the house that he lived in look pretty much like that. Let's see here. 9 vulvas in a shoebox, a young girl's dress, and vulvas of 2 female judged to be about 15 years old. Belt made of a belt made from female human nipples. Talk about a purple nipple. 4 noses, a pair of lips on a window shade drawstring, a pair of lips, no, a lampshade made from human skin of a human face, fingernails from female fingers. The article were photographed at the state crime laboratory, then decently disposed of. When questioned, Gein told investigators between 1947 and 1952 he had made as many as 40 nocturnal visits to 3 local graveyards to exhume recently buried bodies, and that he was in a daze-like trance. On about 30 of those visits, he said he came out of the daze while in the cemetery, left the grave in good order, and returned home empty-handed. I don't think so by the looks of the how many things had faces on them.
Well, and you have
On
to think,
other occasions, he dug up the graves of recently buried middle-aged women he thought resembled his mother. Talk about an edible complex, and took the bodies home where he tanned their skins to make his paraphernalia. He admitted from stealing from 9 graves and led investigators to their locations. They opened at least 3 test graves identified by Gein. The caskets inside wooden boxes. The top boards ran acrossways, not lengthways, and the top of the boxes were about 2 feet below the surface of the sandy soil. And Gein had robbed the graves soon after the funerals, while the graves were not completed. The graves were exhumed, and he found either the entire body or part of the bodies missing. They also have found one casket was empty, another casket was empty but contained a few bones and Gein's crowbar. Yeah, leave a little evidence behind. Gein would return the rings and some body parts. He wouldn't take any of the personal possessions, only the person. Gein is still considered a suspect in several other unsolved cases in Wisconsin. There's a Georgia Jean Wecker had disappeared from her home in Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, in 1947. She was given a lift home from grade school in Jefferson by a neighbor who dropped Weckler off at the lane that leads to Highway 12 to the Weckler farm, and last seen pausing to open the family mailbox and removing a stack of mail. Witnesses report seeing a dark-colored, possibly black, 1936 Ford sedan with gray plastic spotlight in the vicinity that afternoon, which Ed Gein owned a black 34 Ford. There's Evelyn Grace, who was 14. She went missing while babysitting a 20-month-old girl in La Crosse. Victor Harold Travis, a resident of Adams County, went off the deer hunt, and late in the afternoon, they stopped for refreshment at Mac's Bar in Plainfield for several hours. About 7 p.m., they both left the bar, got into Burgess's car, and drove away. The hunters, along with the car he was driving, were never seen again, and no traces of them were ever found. Travis and Burgess have been hunting on the property next to Gein's farm. There's a James Walsh, 32, and his wife. They went missing. He used to perform chores at their farm. They were never able to convict him of any of those that are missing. He was arraigned on November 21st, 1957, a first-degree murder at Washara County Court, where he pled not guilty by reason of insanity. He was diagnosed as schizophrenia and found mentally incompetent and unfit for trial. He was sent to the Central State Hospital for the criminally insane, which I really think they need to bring those back, now called Dodge Correctional Institute, a maximum security facility in Wilpon. And if you've ever seen it, that place is one step above the gates of hell. And later transferred to Mendota State Hospital in Madison, which is still there to this day and not much better. In 1968, he was determined that he was able to confer with counsel and participate in his defense. And the trial began in November 7th, 1968, and lasted 1 week. Psychiatrists testified that Gein had not told him about whether the killing of Warden was intentional or accidental. Gein also told him that he examined the gun in Walden's store. The weapon discharged and killed Warden. Claimed that he had not aimed the rifle at Warden and did not remember anything else that happened that morning. He was found guilty on November 14th and sentenced to life in prison at the state hospital for the criminally insane. Which, whoa, what was that? Which he ended up dying in 1984, I do believe it was. Yes, July of July 26, 1984, at age 77. So he was in there for quite a while. He was Ed Gein was inspiration for a lot of people. Of course, like I said, Norman Bates in the movie Psycho. Uh, let's see, The Devil's Reject in 2005. Uh, Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses. Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lamb. Garland Green in the movie Con Air. Dr. Oliver Tredson from the TV series American Horror Story Asylum. Many books and many songs. Mudvayne's song Nothing to Gein. Uh, let's see. Slayer's song Dead Skin Mask. Grunge band Tad, The Nipple Belt. He, uh, he was there was serial killers before him and after him, but it's almost like he was one of the serial killers that had such a huge impact on Americana and everything that was going on. He inspired you to get up in the morning. All righty, Mikey. Any luck on there, Okie?
So still having issues trying to get the computer. I restarted again, and
There you are.
still not able to pull up the.
I can't hear you. I don't know if it's on my end. Can anybody hear Dell on there?
Can other people hear me? I can't
Damn
see
it.
that. So
I never changed anything, so I don't know why.
but no, I'm trying to get the computer to work to be able to pull up StreamYard and everything through the computer. I know Mayor can't hear me. Um, but I'm trying to get the quick assist pulled up so I can have Grotto remote in and see if he can fix it. But what I was going to say earlier on Ed Gein, with him saying he went out to some of these graveyards
Oh,
and would dig people up and leave empty handed, put everything back. You have to think how hard that would have been if they were graves that people have been there for a little bit and the grass, like the ground had settled, the grass had started growing over. That would be kind of hard to sit there and have to cut around and peel back the grass and then dig down to the casket, get in there, take whatever he was going to take. Because, I mean, we know he was going to get something. He was not going to go through all that work and come out empty handed. And so, take what he wanted, put all the dirt back, and put the grass back like it had never been disturbed at all. So, it's just kind of an interesting way of looking at it, that he may have seemed crazy, and yes, by all means he was crazy, but that was a lot of detail work that he went into, from digging up the bodies, taking the pieces, covering them back up, burying it, putting everything back like it's supposed to, go home and tan the leather pretty much, and then sew together lampshades and a nipple belt and the apron that had faces and nipples and all sorts of different stuff in it. Um, that that definitely had to take a lot of time. Now I know that Mayor had found a photo earlier that was of his last victim, but we discussed it, and it was probably going to be too graphic for YouTube to okay it. But it was the skinned remains of his last victim, um, and you could definitely tell it was a person. But yeah, it's definitely a interesting look. I know that a lot of times people don't understand serial killers, and we're never going to understand them. We're never going to understand what switch flipped, whether it was at birth or adolescence or when. Was it, the feeling rejected as a child and then, losing his mother and everything that just he was so devastated he just wanted to bring her back? Or was he just completely and utterly crazy? Um, I mean, I do agree we do need to bring back a lot more of the insane pleas, to an extent. I will say that I live in an area where there are what we call boarding homes around here, and there are probably about 90% of them that are in those have some kind of criminal reason for them coming. I remember working at the prison and hearing one guy come in and said, "Oh yeah, I used to live at the boarding home down the road. Um, I used to live at the boarding home down the road. It had, uh, I got sent there for R-wording his own mother and assaulting her, at knife point, and he ended up getting sent to that boarding home, and he assaulted some staff there, and then he got sent to prison." But the ones around me, they're not locked down 24/7. They are able to get up, go eat, take their medicine or whatever, and leave. They will walk the streets. As a small child living middle of town, there was one just about 2 blocks away from the house, and we would have some that would come and pee in our flower beds, broad daylight, just peeing right in our flower beds. My mom was always very mad because those were her flowers that they were peeing on. And so there needs to be some kind of stricter rules with some of that stuff. Um, but back then, obviously, people didn't realize that Ed Gein was getting by with all that he was getting by with. Um, he was definitely an interesting character, by all means. I'm not exactly sure what Mayer is trying to do. I don't know where he went to. Hold on. I'll be if the thing goes blank for a second, I'll be right back. I'm going to send him a message, but again, I'm on my phone, so for some reason, it's wanting to act like this. Actually, yeah. Hold on.
I'm back. I was trying to find one of my other earbuds. I was going to go and I was trying to find one of my earbuds so that I can put it in there so I could hear it through my phone so I could hear Dell, and I uh, can't find it. Send you the link. Okay, I'll send it to you, Mikey, on Discord. Oh, shoot. I can't do that. That's on the phone. Oh, I know. I'm going to send it to the CB show email.
Hey, at least this time we're not looking at a purple W. I'm not exactly sure what Mayor's trying to do. Well, I would say if anyone has any questions, but I can't see the chat at the moment. I'm trying to sit here and pull it up, but for some reason it's not pulling up. Now, next week will be hopefully a lot better. Hopefully, it won't be so kind of all over the place. We actually, believe it or not, we did have this all working right.
Yeah, at least there isn't a purple
The purple W. But
That'd be a
earlier
purple
we had
W.
everything working just fine. Um, we could hear each other, see each other, and everything. Then I just turned off my sound box for a little bit, left the computer up and running, came back on about an hour before, maybe hour or 45 minutes before showtime,
There's the link, Mikey.
and happened to look on here, and Mayor got on, but then he couldn't hear me. So I turned off the sound box, or had turned it back off again. He couldn't hear me. I tried messing with every wire, couldn't hear me. So I restarted the computer. And when I got back on the computer, I wouldn't be able to pull up StreamYard. I'm not sure why, but it just wasn't pulling up like I was supposed to. Um, but yeah, so this week we will get everything.
Yeah, earlier, Mr. Grotto, Dell, and I all were on here, and everything was working perfect. And as soon as it was a half hour before the show, everything kicks us square in the teeth. Well, tooth.
I even made my kids, I booted them off the internet, told them they weren't allowed to be on their TVs, had to click the Wi-Fi off their phone, the tablet, everything.
Oops, wrong button.
So that way they would, I thought
You know,
maybe,
I'm an idiot too. I'm about as computer literate as my dog is house trained.
Speaking of dogs, my wonderful dogs absolutely love me today. Let's try home
No,
remedy.
Grotto has been an absolute lifesaver because I could build 1,000 horsepower engine in 24 hours, but when it comes to computers, I am completely lost.
I'm lost too. But my dogs love me. Earlier today,
Sure,
during break between things,
just tell me what I got to do. Keep talking. I'm gonna mute my mic. I'm gonna go to Grotto, and you just keep talking, Del.
okay. My dad happened to tell me that about this wonderful home remedy of like it was like some apple cider vinegar, some water. Like you really have to dilute down the vinegar part, and some. I don't remember what the rest that he put in there. To try to help dogs with like the skin allergies and stuff because my dogs, my wonderful German shepherds, get skin allergy type things, especially during the summertime. Um, I think it's something in the air. I know I will break out in rashes like my arms, my face, my neck sometimes from just something in the air. Never can really know what it is. So it's never like, oh, well, today's a high allergy day for me. I'm just allergic to all of it, just all of it. So yeah, but so today it's been really an interesting day. I will say yesterday I had an absolutely amazing time. Me and my two boys went to Mama Llama's house, and the boys absolutely had an amazing time. But yeah, so I do want to say thank you guys so much for bearing with us today. Next week, like I said, it's going to be hopefully all the bugs will be completely worked out fully. And I'll have it set up a lot better. And next week, I'm wanting to discuss my favorite when it comes to Colts. Um, I am a huge Colt fan as well, and next week we'll be discussing Jim Jones and Jonestown. Um, what makes somebody be so charismatic, and how people can just be so involved, like enough to sell everything they own and pack up their spouse, their children, their parents, everybody, and move to another country and eventually drink the Kool-Aid. That's ultimately what it is. Eventually drinking that Kool-Aid. So, with that being said, again, I want to appreciate you guys for coming out today and taking time out of your wonderful Saturday to come and listen to us talk about Ed Gein. Well, actually, more me sitting here because I've been having such the computer issues. But again, hopefully next week we'll see you guys same time, same place, and hopefully everything will be more normal as normal.
Hey, I'm back, and I can hear you.
Wonderful. I was just saying how much I appreciate everybody for taking time out of their Saturdays to come and sit and listen to you talk about Ed Gein and me just sit here while I was trying to figure out the stuff on my side. Um,
And it was on somehow something changed, and it went to the wrong speakers on on my end. And
okay,
like I said, I'm a computer idiot. If
that's
it
okay.
wasn't somebody like Grotto, I'd be really lost.
And again, today's episode is sponsored by Grotto. Helping and for sending me these mini Dr. Peppers. Um, I've never bought the mini ones, and I actually like it. Um, makes my
You drink,
hand.
make your
Um,
hand look bigger.
I know. I feel huge. The huge. That's my best Trump impression. Is huge. But anyways, we appreciate you guys, and as I said, next week will be Jim Jones in Jonestown, my favorite cult, and
So bring your Kool-Aid.
yeah. Oh, I will have my Kool-Aid with me. That is for sure. I will have my Kool-Aid. But
Oh,
again, thank you guys so much. We appreciate you guys very much.
yeah, it's a bit of a shit show on my end, but I appreciate you sticking in here, and it's going to be a learning experience for both of us.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, you have a new laptop on your way, thanks to
I
Mr. Grotto.
Yes, I saw that. Thank you so much, Grotto. You are amazing.
Yeah, he's Mr. Grotto, Mr. Roboto, Mr. Tech guy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny earlier and when he was on the webcam, because the webcam on the computer was not that great, and he was like, how are you with lighting? I was like, well, I have a ring light. And he then said, well, you got another light coming too. And so I was like, okay. And he said, it'll be there in 3 hours. And I was like, I live in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. Nothing delivers in 3 hours unless I go get it and rush back. That's the closest thing. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to see what happens. I was outside with the dogs, and car pulls up, hands me a bag with Dr. Pepper, camera, and an additional light. And I was like, holy crap, Grotto did it. From whatever state he lives in, he has figured it out.
Oh, put you on. Where are you, Mikey? Ah, there you are. Bingo.
Oh my God. So who can hear me? That's
I
the
can
question.
hear you,
I
Mike.
hear you perfectly.
Okay. So again, can you hear the mayor now, or just you hear me? You don't hear the mayor talking either?
I can hear both of you, but he's not able to hear me.
Okay. And you can't hear her, mayor.
No, I can now. We Grotto in about 38 and a half milliseconds figured out what was wrong, and it was on my end somehow.
Yeah. I tried to tell you that like 800 times in the chat.
I'm trying to look at my other
Oh my
screen over
God.
here, and that I'm not paying attention to
Why aren't you
I'm
putting
an
these
idiot.
comments up? See all these comments over here? You should be clicking on these and putting them up on the screen, mayor.
Yeah,
I can't see in the comments.
Yeah, you can't see that right now. See, look, boom. Now you got them up there.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just learning, man.
I know.
I'm not a professional like you.
These are easy peasy lemon squeezies. You can just click and go, man.
I can just imagine.
Dude, I lost my mind trying to watch y'all at the beginning.
That's what
I'm an idiot.
I-
I'm not good looking. I'm not smart like you are.
Well, I'm at least one of those things. But yeah, I'm like, oh my God, if I could just get on here real quick and look, and I was like, oh my God, I knew exactly what was going on, and I'm like, just give me a second. I messaged Okie and said, look, it's the mayor. Let the mayor know it's the mayor. And real quick, I know a little bit about Ed Gein. I'll talk about Ed Gein real fast. I would not classify Ed Gein as a serial killer. Ed Gein does not qualify as a serial killer. He's only killed 2 people in his entire existence. And that was at the end of his reign, we'll say, when he killed the lady at the store, and there was another lady. I know he killed 2 Mormons.
Yeah. But he killed the other one 2 years before.
Yeah. So his antics of digging, I mean, being like the OG world's greatest grave robber, that was the most impressive thing about Ed Gein. It wasn't so much his murdering that he did. It's his state of mind that put him in a way that where he felt like he needed to keep momsies real close. So to me, that's the Ed Gein story, that the amount of degeneration, we'll say, and enlightenment he had of his love of his mother. I mean, come on, he's the ultimate mama's boy.
Oh, yeah, he's a total Oedipus Rex.
Yeah. So
I love my boys, and I know my boys love me, but I do not want them wearing other people's skin or my skin or, any of that.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
So I mean,
Ed Gein set a standard not of quantity, but of quality. He wasn't killing, but what he did was so far beyond. I think, in a way, he might have also been like an inspiration to
well,
Jeffrey Dahmer.
yeah. I mean, everybody's taken inspiration from Cain and Abel. I mean, so it goes down the line, this one to this one to this one to
Yep.
this one, and with the amount of time he put into his craft, we'll say it was his
Yes.
craft of making furniture and lamps and cooking and eating of decayed human flesh and maybe even necrophilia, from what I understand. During his time of pulling in and pulling out. I mean, would
Yeah,
I put that in
of
my house?
course.
Yes.
oh yeah,
But
I,
I love horror movies, so yeah, of course I'd put that in my house.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
one, not out of real people, but
No. But I mean, if you look at that mask right there, that's been seen in so many horror movies where people have cut off people's faces and Leatherface. I mean,
Um,
perfect example of that.
Michael
But
Myers.
yeah,
uh, Silence of the Lambs with Hannibal Lecter after he killed that guard
mhm.
and wore the guard's face.
It's he is an inspiration of the macabre. He is a master of the macabre at that point. So with the way he was, when I think Ed Gein, I really, really do not think of the two people that we know of he killed. I
Right.
think of his drive. The man was driven, if nothing else. He had, if he could have channeled that to something else, who knows what this guy could have done. But
Could have been president.
yeah, it was all about his obsession with the dead and his
And
love for his mother.
over a 10-year period of how he perfected that craft and his skill set of tanning the hides and making stuff from it.
I mean, that's
It's
a perfect
impressive in a gross way.
his tanning and things like that go right into the whole Norman Bates taxidermy thing.
Yep.
That's all that entire thing plays from, with stuffing his mother, basically taxidermy and everything else that goes on with that. But he definitely he set the standard for just gross. I mean, just the
Yeah.
things he did were just utterly unthinkable.
Macabre.
Any normal person would never in a million years even think to go as far as he did. Even if you have an obsession, his was beyond obsession. It was, he romanticized what he was doing with each and every time he would go and dig up the bones. He
Yep.
looking for the fresh body that just went down. All those things were so important. But I just wanted to say those things real quick. I'm not gonna hold up. I'm gonna tell you and Okie both look fantastic. Okie, perfect shirt for the show.
Oh yeah, I her.
I'm always like, boom, House on Haunted Hill, it's perfect. Boom, you're with the Harley shirt, very appropriate. Boom, breasts. So
Yep,
again,
gotta have the cleavage.
you guys are awesome. You're doing a great job. Mayor, stop reading.
Yes, I know.
Just give it from your heart, man. Just let it out. Just
I-
tell us what you think.
It's 99% nerve.
Hold on, let me get a book for you.
I'm not really what I consider a speaker.
Oh, I know I'm not.
Oh, you know, and what's pathetic is I used to be in the radio business too.
Oh,
I did
that
have-
is pathetic. I think about
Yeah.
me and I think Mikey used to be in radio business. How pathetic is that?
Yeah, I was in the radio business, but I didn't do a lot of on-air talking. I did some, but I didn't do a lot. Mine was, hey, you're listening to WKLH.
You gotta, there's a lot of guys who they're not, they're not talkers, they're just readers. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
and it
there's
was,
a whole generation of radio people that all they can do is read liners, and they got that voice where they can talk about this, and just do this and that. So yeah, I get that. But you'll with time, it'll come up. You'll do good. You just
I just got to get a little more sure of myself, and a little self conscious because it's been a long time. Yeah, I got out of the radio business in the mid '80s, late '80s. So it's been a long time since I've really public speak.
Right around the time that Okie was being born, I was done with radio. I said,
Basically,
I can either babysit this young girl or I can continue with radio.
you made the right decision. I think radio's been dead a very long time,
it has.
but you guys are doing great. Take your source material, Mayor. Just remember what you want to talk about.
Right.
Just remember it.
I'm
Use
trying
it as
to
use it
do-
as reference, not dictation.
yeah, I know. And plus, I just got to rearrange things so I can see them easier. I'm working on a little corner of my dining room table right now until I can
My God, my
figure
hand
out
is
what I
so
want to do and
much
get my.
smaller than Okie. She's oh my God, yeah, little tiny hand. Look at, I mean, it's like
I got
oh my God.
right there.
I mean,
But
it's
I,
just
Got
around
these
it.
big ass mitts.
I can make anything look big with these.
Oh, I'm going to challenge you to that.
And with that being said, kids, I will be leaving. You guys have a great rest of your night. I just want to get y'all on the right path. Y'all got this. You can do this.
All right. Thank you so much.
Carry on, my wayward sons.
All right. Let's
Hey, thanks, Mikey. Oh,
All right. With that being said, again, thank you guys so much for your patience and for watching.
yes,
So I'm Dell, and keep your tinfoil hats on. And thank you for watching World of Weird.
you bet. Remember, keep it weird out there, everybody. We love you.
Bye. Mary at the end of the stream.
Yep, it's running should be running a